Hi guys, this is Genevieve Plays Rise of Berk. Here we're talking about our Dreadfall market. Sorry this video is so late. I've just been really struggling this month, physically and mentally, so it's the best I can do to get this video out, barely in time for you to make your decisions. We do have a week left, which is the time you really want to be making your decisions anyway. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I do want to review reasons to get a dragon. This video is going to be focused on things like gathering rates and training time and iron and things like that. And so if you want to pick a dragon based on collection value, like they're hard to get, like Stonewall's hard to get, and they're uniques, then go ahead and do that. Or if you like a color scheme or a breed, a species, that's totally up to you. This video will be focused on efficient gathering rates. So I'm going to go through fish rates and wood rates, iron rates, and then defend and training times to help you decide which dragon you might want to get based on efficiency. Okay, so these are the dragons that we have available. The dragons in italics are for writers only. This makes me really mad because, as we're going to see, Stonewall and Smogger are the VIPs in this market, but they are limited to writers, so this makes me really mad. Greenkeep is our premium, and Greenkeep is actually a really solid choice. So if you're able to get the 8,000 candies, I highly recommend that you go for Greenkeep. If you're not a writer, if you're a writer, go Stonewall, hands down, Stonewall. But if you're not a writer, then Greenkeep is a really good choice to aim for, as we'll see. Hallucinerator and Claytrapper are our uniques for this market, and they're both okay, but not my top priorities that I would recommend for efficiency. We also have Ghostglow, Swampscrapper, Liberated Floutscout, Viggo's Flightmare, and then Stonewall and Smogger. Those are all exclusives, and then Sweet Death is our rare. Sweet Death is not a bad choice, but if you're not a beginner player and you have access to Sweet Death with Toothless, I don't recommend spending your candies on Sweet Death. Okay, so this is our fish page. We're looking at fish rate, just the hourly rate. Now remember that these stats are based on max level. This is the easiest way to talk about dragons, so I know that these stats don't represent your dragon's level wherever you're playing, but this is the universal way to compare dragons, and you can compare the dragons you have with these dragon stats to try to decide whether you want a dragon or not. So Liberated Floutscout does have the best rate, but also a really short time, as we'll see in the next couple slides. So if you're going by rate and you're not checking every single hour or two, then I recommend going with Greenkeep, Stonewall, or Swampscrapper. I forgot the P. I'm not putting the P back in right now. But Greenkeep, Stonewall, or Swampscrapper have the best rate, as well as longer times. If we look at the 12-hour total, we see this bears out pretty well, and actually Claytrapper and Viggo's Flightmare don't look too bad at a 12-hour total either. So it's a nice thing to keep in mind. Also note that dragons with the asterisk have a statue that favors this resource. So the Thunder Peed statue for Stonewall favors fish, and then the Night Terror statue for Hallucinerator favors fish, as well as the Smothering Spoke Breath statue for Smogger. But of those that have statues, only Stonewall already has a good rate to begin with. So Stonewall, again, bears out as a good choice. If we want to look at their total, this isn't as helpful as usual. No, it's the wood. I'm thinking of the wood. So this is still a pretty good, because the max gathering time for any of them is not quite 24 hours, and that is a reasonable time to let a dragon sit. It happens to me sometimes. I can't check my game, and it's been about 24 hours. So 24-hour total is a nice total to keep in mind, and Greenkeep sticks out on top. Viggo's Flightmare and Claytrapper also stick out for having longer gathering times, even though a smaller rate than Stonewall. But again, if you are a writer, I recommend getting Stonewall. Otherwise, Greenkeep is a pretty good choice. But Viggo's Flightmare and Claytrapper aren't bad as well. And I should note that Viggo's Flightmare, if you're a writer, is available to search. So spending your candies on Viggo's Flightmare as a writer is foolish, because you can search for Viggo's Flightmare with Light Fury. So I don't recommend that. So if you're going by fish total, Greenkeep or Claytrapper, and Stonewall is not bad either if you're going for total time. But if we look at the 12-hour times again, Greenkeep is a really safe choice, as well as Swampscrapper. Okay, so looking at wood, the wood is not as amazing. Clearly, this is a fish market. Last market was a wood market. This market is a fish market. The wood choices aren't bad, but they're also pretty much the same as the fish choices. We have Greenkeep and we have Stonewall at 17.7 million at max level. And Sweet Death does gather more. It's kind of like Liberated Floutscout, because remember, Liberated Floutscout had, let's see, it's down here, 21.3 million for 3.5 hours. Similarly, we see with Green Death, it's 20.3 million for 4 hours. So then when we put that in a 12-hour context, this shouldn't be bolded. Greenkeep and Stonewall are still the best options, and everyone else is under 100 million. This is max level stats, so it's going to be different at your level, but still, Green Death is not a good option if you're going for not checking very often. And then when we look at total again, Ghostglow, Ghostglow though, like 4.26 million per hour, but the max time is 5 days, so it takes a while to get to that point. If you're the kind of player that likes to let a dragon sit there and gather for 5 days, that's good for you. But otherwise, Greenkeep and Stonewall are good choices again. Hallucinerator sneaks in here by being a 24-hour gatherer. But unless you're a big Night Terror fan, Greenkeep is still a better choice than Hallucinerator. Note that Ghostglow, that Royal Fireworms do favor wood in their statue, but that statue is not good. It's gonna make your 4.26 million into like, I'm trying to do the math in my head, about 7 million, so it's not a boost that's really worth it unless I just don't see a point in letting a dragon sit there for 5 days. I like 24-hour gathering times, but 5 days is a bit much. So I think if you need a wood person, Greenkeep is your choice, unless you're a rider and you can get Stonewall. Alright, so if we want to look at iron, this is what I'm talking about. Stonewall and Smogger are absolute VIPs, OP, BAMFs, okay? So look at these rates and the cost versus the iron you get. And so then the cost per iron, it's just mwah, chef's kiss. It's beautiful, but you can only get them if you're a rider, so maybe do a trial or something. It's just super worth it to get these dragons. Otherwise, they're okay, but I don't recommend buying the others just for iron. If you're not buying a dragon for iron, then you want to get Greenkeep for fish and wood. Also looking at battle rank, premiums usually rank pretty highly in battle or defend, so Greenkeep is your best choice also for battle. But then look, Smogger and Stonewall again are good at battle. So this market just makes me so mad. I am happy to have them as a rider. I am really sad for the rest of you guys who aren't riders. The rest of the ranks are okay, but again, it's Greenkeep, Smogger, and Stonewall. And so then we look at training. Smogger trains to max level in 14 days. That's pretty nice. And then the other short trainers are Sweet Death. It's a rare, so that makes sense. And then Liberated Floutscout, Stonewall, and Viggo's Flightmare again. So it's just the way it goes. But most people don't pick dragons for training time, but Smogger is worth doing it. That's why we recommend like Smogger and Rattling Death for iron, and Rattling Smoke Breath, right? I can't remember the name right now. But they trade in 14 days, and you can buy Rattling from the market for 1,500. So if you're not a rider, you may as well just buy a Rattling Smoke Breath at some time when you need iron. But Stonewall is really the better choice. So in overview, Liberated Floutscout has the best rate, like hourly rate. But if you're going for 12 hours, longer than 4 hours, then you want Greenkeep or Stonewall. And then wood rate, Sweet Death has the best rate. But if you want to go longer than 4 hours, I really need to make this Greenkeep. Ghostglow, it's stupid, I shouldn't have done that. It really needs to be Greenkeep or Stonewall for wood total. Best iron is Stonewall or Smogger. Best battle is Greenkeep or Smogger. And then our best trainer is Smogger. Stonewall really is the VIP here besides Greenkeep. So the best three are Greenkeep, Stonewall, and Smogger. But 2 of those are limited to riders, so Greenkeep. This is a market where if you're not a rider, the premium is the undisputed best choice. But you can also buy a dragon for species or colors or whatever other purpose. So anyway, I hope you know what to get now. We have a week left. Good luck. Thanks for watching, and I'm still working on editing those comprehensive beginner's guides, so the next one should be out soon. So, thanks for watching. This is Genevieve Plays Rise of Berk, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys!